The New Hampshire Sweepstakes Commission, a proud supporter of education in New Hampshire. Made possible in part by grants from the New Hampshire Sweepstakes Commission, a proud supporter of education in New Hampshire. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Hampshire, ensuring more people in the Granite State. This is no time to be without Blue Cross and Blue Shield. And Digital Equipment Corporation, where we believe a commitment to education is an investment in the future, everyone's future.
Hi again, everybody. I'm Jim Janot, and welcome again to another round of Granite State Challenge. This our third game of our second round. Two schools have already qualified for our quarterfinals. Two schools to battle tonight. The winner also to move into our quarterfinal round. So let's show you where our two schools are from for tonight's contest. First of all, we have the Pythons of Pelham High School from Pelham in the southern portion of the Granite State. And a neighbor nearby, the Vikings of Mascenic Regional High School from New Ipswich, also in the southern portion of New Hampshire. So those are the two schools playing tonight. Now let's meet the players. First of all, we have the Pythons of Pelham High School.
I'm Ross Mahoko, and I'm a junior.
I'm Jen Pitts, and I'm a junior.
I'm Andy Craven, and I'm a senior.
I'm Kevin Newton, and I'm a junior.
Joining us for the program this evening, the coaches of the team, Roger Leiter and Thomas Walters. And the alternates are Lisa Kennedy and Kristen Hagedorn, and they are the Pythons of Pelham High School. Now, let's meet their opponents for tonight's game, the Vikings of Mascenic Regional School.
Hi, my name's Mark Melbuff, and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Emily Doonan, and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Doug Jenks, and I'm a senior.
Hi, I'm Matt LaRosie, and I'm a sophomore.
Also with us for tonight's program, the coach of the team, he is Michael Harvey. And the alternate is Matt Goldsmith, and they are the Vikings of Mascenic Regional School. It is second round competition, but the game is the same. We play in 4 rounds, 10-point toss-up questions for the bonus round and a 60-second round. Teams, good luck. A trip to the quarterfinals goes to the winner. Here we go for 10 points. Which ancient Roman outdoor theater is known as the Flavian Kevin of Pelham?
Oh, the Colosseum.
Colosseum is absolutely right for 10 points. Okay, early in the game, if you need paper and pencil, which is found in front of you, you may use it. How many square yards are there in a rectangular floor that is 3 feet by 6 feet? We have Matt of Mascenic.
18.
Pelham. Jen.
2 square yards.
2 square yards is right for your 10 points. Another 10-pointer early in our game. What medal is given for excellence in children's book illustration? The medal derives its name, Kevin of Pelham.
Gold.
I can repeat it all for Mascenic. What medal is given for excellence in children's book illustration? The medal derives its name from an English artist. It is called the Caldecott Medal, the Caldecott Medal. For another 10 points team, other than nerve cells, which term designates the billions of special cells that make up the nervous system in human beings? Kevin of Pelham.
Brain cells?
Mascenic? They are neurons. Neurons. Another 10-point toss-up question. Name 2 of the 6 republics of Yugoslavia. We have Jen of Pelham.
Serbia and Euro.
Mascenic? Mark?
Serbia and Slav.
Everybody just wanted to see if I could pronounce these, so here we go. Bosnia, Croatia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Slovenia, and... what kind of stupid question is this anyway? My goodness gracious. Here we go for 10 points. Paper and pencil. If oranges are twice as expensive as apples, and apples sell at 2 pounds for $1, then how much does a pound of oranges cost? We have Matt of Mascenic.
4 pounds per $1. 4.
Judges. Pelham. Jen.
$1.
$1 is right for another 10 points. Okay, for the first time tonight, teams, we want you to listen to some music. This is simple enough. Just name this singer. Mark of Mascenic.
Carly Simon.
Carly Simon is right for your 10 points. Okay, Mascenic, you're on the scoreboard, and here we go. We're still in round number 1. Which kind of a snowman is a Yeti? Andy of Pelham.
Abominable.
Abominable is right for another 10 points. A 10-pointer. The Straits of Mascenic connect which two Great Lakes? Jen of Pelham.
Lake Erie and Ontario.
Mascenic. Mark.
Michigan and Superior.
Lake Michigan and Lake Huron. Michigan and Huron. For 10 points. To which scientific class do all mosses belong? Mark of Mascenic.
Fungi.
Pelham. Sorry, the buzzer did beat. It is Musci. Musci. For 10 points. Identify the political scandal which resulted in the resignation of a U.S. Ross of Pelham
Watergate.
in 1974. U.S. President, absolutely right. For 10 points, teams, according to the Bible, the tree of knowledge of good and evil and the tree of life were found where? Ross of Pelham.
Garden of Eden.
In the Garden of Eden for another 10 points. Which capital am I? I am located on the hills south of the 5th of 4th, and I am poetically called Dunedin. My main street is Prince's Street, and my royal mile leads to Mark of Mascenic.
London.
Can repeat it all for Pelham. Which capital city am I? I am located on the hills south of the 5th of 4th, and I am poetically called Dunedin. My main street is Prince's Street, and my royal mile leads to Holyrood Castle. I am also the second largest city of Scotland. Jen.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, that is right for your 10 points. And this time, teams, for your 10 points, we need 2 answers. Which fictional jungle hero, created by which author in 1914, is known as the Lord of the Jungle? Mark of Mascenic.
Tarzan. Lord of the Apes.
Judges, Tarzan, Lord of the Apes. Pelham. It was which fictional jungle hero, created by which author? Tarzan, by Edgar Rice Burroughs. For 10 points, team, still in round 1. In which sport do participants compete in the Tour de France? Mark of Mascenic.
Bicycling.
Bicycling is right for another 10 points for the Vikings. And again, very quickly, teams, identify the 2 elements in table salt. Matt of Mascenic.
Sodium and chloride.
Judges, sodium and chloride is right for your 10 points. All right, very nicely done. This time, again, let's go back to paper and pencil. Give the combined number of years in a decade, a century, and a millennium. Mark of Mascenic.
1,110.
You got it right on the nose, 1,110. All right, we got a little bit under 3 minutes to go in round number 1. Well-played game so far, teams. Here we go. Which war was started when a 19-year-old student assassinated friends Jen of the Pelham?
World War I.
Yes, ma'am. World War I is right. All right, we want you to take a look at the monitor in the studio for the first time. This is pretty simple. It might not be simple, but the question is simple. Name this automobile. Jen of Pelham.
Mercury Sable.
Mascenic. Doug?
Cougar.
It is the Cougar. Mercury Cougar is right for 10 points. Should all have one of those to drive to school at about 8 o'clock in the morning. For 10 points, James Lind, a Scottish physician, found that adding lemon juice or orange juice to the diet of sailors on a very long sea voyage, Douglas of Mascenic,
Scurvy.
will take care of scurvy. You're right for your 10 points. In which Georgia city is the Jimmy Carter National Historic Mark of Mascenic?
Atlanta.
Can repeat it all for Pelham. In which Georgia city is the Jimmy Carter National Historic Site? Jen?
Savannah.
Oh, Jimmy was from Plains. He was from Plains, Georgia, and that's where it's found. For 10 points. Identify the United States President assassinated in a train station in Washington, D.C., Mark of Mascenic.
McKinley.
Can repeat it all for Pelham. Identify the U.S. President assassinated in a train station in Washington, D.C. on July 12, 1881. James Garfield. We go for 10 points. Identify the pendulum waved after... I'm sorry. Pendulum does wave, but that's not what it says. Identify the pendulum named after its inventor in 1851 that can demonstrate the rotation of the Earth. Matt of Mascenic.
Coriolis.
Can repeat it all for Pelham. Identify the pendulum named after its inventor in 1851 that can demonstrate the rotation of the Earth. This pendulum is dependent upon the principle of Newton's first law of motion. Ross.
The Newton pendulum?
Why not? How about the Foucault pendulum? The Foucault pendulum. There's our whistle ending our first round, and what a well-played first round we've had this evening. After round number one, Pelham a little bit of a lead, 80-60 over Mascenic. So let us head right into round number two, which is our bonus round. Still 10-point toss-up questions. The team, though, that identifies the correct answer then has a chance at bonus points. Things very much up for grabs. Good luck, Pelham and Mascenic. This is a 10-point toss-up question, and we need 2 answers. When his mount is slain during a battle, which character in which Shakespearean play says, a horse, my kingdom for a horse"? Douglas of Mascenic.
Henry IV and Richard III.
Pelham. Richard III said it in Richard III. Richard III and Richard III. Here we go, teams. We're going to give you a little bit of a memory test. Take a look at the monitor, study the picture, then we will ask the question. All right, your memory test is simply this. How many pair of footwear in the picture? We have Douglas of Mascenic.
2.
Pelham. Kevin.
4.
4 is right, and we'll take a look at it and let you see. There you can see them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 pair of boots, I guess, some slippers there, whatever the case. Pelham, here we go. Your categories, 1888 births, fathers, or plays. Let's go with plays. Again, you can talk among yourself, and Captain Ross gives me your team answers. Identify each of the following plays of Moliere. The one entitled The Impostor, a play about a religious hypocrite.
Pass.
Tartuffe, the translation of L'École des Femmes.
It's not French.
Pass.
The School for Wives, and the one in which Moliere was performing when he died on stage.
The king of it.
Le coup de mort.
I knew you'd love this category. The Imaginary Invalid. Yeah, that's it. What a wonderful question that was. Let's go back with a 10-point toss-up question. Quickly, what is the capital of Vermont? We have Jen of Pelham.
Montpelier.
Montpelier is right. Well, we'll get rid of Moliere, and we'll go on with 1888 births, fathers, or composers.
Fathers.
So let's go with fathers. Again, Ross, you can talk with your teammates. You give me the team answers. Identify each of the following fathers. The father of English poetry and author of the Canterbury Tales.
Chaucer.
Correct. The father of angling and author of the Complete Angler.
Kipling.
It was Isaac Walton, and the father of history and author of 9 books on the Persian Empire.
Euclid.
Herodotus, 5 out of 15 on their bonus. All right, we go with another 10-point toss-up question. In the year that Eli Whitney filed a patent claim for the cotton gin, Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI were executed. What was the year? Jen of Pelham.
1789.
Mascenic. Mark.
1791.
1793. What is the Arabic... Next, give the surname of the religious leaders, father, son, and grandson, whose first names were Richard, Increase, and Cotton. Ross of Pelham.
Mathers.
Mather is absolutely right for your 10 points. Okay, 1888 births, composers, and language arts.
Composers.
Composers.
See how happy they are with all of them. Here we go for 5 points each. Who composed the opera La Bohème?
Some Italian guy.
Give him a half a point. Some Italian guy. It was Puccini. Who composed the New World Symphony?
Bach.
Dvorak. And who composed the oratorio The Messiah?
Mozart.
Handel's Messiah. Let's go with another 10-point toss-up question. For 10 points, what is the reciprocal of 3/7? Matt of Mascenic.
7/3.
7/3 is right for your 10 points. All right, Mascenic, see how you like 1888 births, or language arts, or countries.
Countries.
Go with countries. Captain Mark gives me your team answers. Name these countries. From what country did the United States purchase Alaska?
Russia.
For 5 points. In what European country would you find the Black Forest?
Germany.
Correct. Which two countries fought the War of 1812?
France and England. France and England.
It was U.S. and Britain. U.S. and Britain. 10 out of 15, though, on their bonus. All right, here we go with a 10-point toss-up question. No, we won't. There will be our whistle ending our round, and there you see the score after 2 rounds of play. It is Pelham holding on to a little bit of a lead, 115 to 80 after our second round. So now it's on to round number 3, which is our 60-second round. 10 questions for each team. They'll be asked. They get 10 points for every correct answer. If they get all 10 in 60 seconds or less, they get a bonus 10. So each team has up to 110 points on the line. Team trailing gets the first opportunity, so that's you. Mascenic, your categories are horses, Oscar winners, or grammar.
What was the third one?
Grammar. Well, how about horses or Oscar winners? Say again, Mark.
How about grammar?
All right, let's go with grammar. And listen carefully. First of all, you can talk to each other. Mark gives me your team answers. One word in each sentence is incorrect. I'll read the sentence. Give the correct word which should be used in place of the error. All right? Start the clock. It was her whom everyone wanted to win.
She.
Correct. Among we men, it was he who always acted as the interpreter.
Us.
Correct. I asked him who he was calling.
Whom?
Correct. Just between you and I, this isn't a very good price.
Me.
Correct. Whoever called did not leave their name.
His or her name.
Correct. He is the oldest of the 2 brothers.
He's the older of the 2 brothers.
Correct. Try and stop biting your nails.
Your.
Try to stop. How I wish it had been me whom you had frightened and not she.
Who?
I. She was dressed in a different color than the others.
Then everyone.
From the others. It is interesting to compare the art forms of ancient civilizations to the modern abstract forms of today.
With.
Correct, and that ends the round, and judges out of that round, they get 7 out of 10 on their 60-second round. Well, that's well done, 7 out of 10, so we now come over to Pelham. Your 2 categories are horses or Oscar winners.
Oscar winners.
Let's go with Oscar winners, and it's very simple. Name these best actor Oscar winners. And again, Ross, you give me your team answers. Start the clock. He won one as best actor for Gandhi.
Ben Kingsley.
Correct. Best actor Oscar winner in Stalag 17.
Pass.
Finally won only Oscar as Rooster Cogburn.
John Wayne.
Correct. He won best actor in Cat Ballou.
Pass.
He refused his best actor Oscar for Patton.
George C. Scott.
Correct. Best actor Oscar winner for Elmer Gantry.
Pass.
The lead in To Kill a Mockingbird got him an Oscar.
Pass.
In 1945, the movie The Lost Weekend gave him his only Oscar.
James Dean.
Ray Milland. He won his 2 Oscars for Sergeant York and High Noon.
Pass.
He won one playing Ben-Hur. Tough category ending the round. Judges, they get 3 out of 10 on their 60-second round, which will bring us to the end of round 3, and we're going to have quite a battle going as we look at it. It's Mascenic after 3 on top, 150 to 145. Well, you can see it right on the scoreboard. We head into the home stretch. Teams, no more talking among yourself. Audience, be careful with talking out loud as well. We have 10-point toss-up questions the rest of the way. The winner to the quarterfinals. Good luck, and here we go. For 10 points, identify the solemn promise of loyalty to the United States attributed to Francis Bellamy. The Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance. For 10 points, Columbus landed on Guanahani or Samana Cay in the Bahamas. Mark of Mascenic.
1492.
All right, we can repeat it all for Pelham. Columbus landed on Guanahani or Savannah. Boy, I'm sorry about this. Columbus landed on Guanahani or Samana Cay in the Bahamas on October 12, 1492. We'll get through this question if it's the death of me. What did he name this island? Whew. Kevin.
India.
San Salvador. I'm not going to throw this question. I'm going to rip it up. That's all I get. There we go for 10 points. In electronics, what is the term of an electric current that periodically reverses its direction of flow? Andy of Pelham.
AC/DC.
Mascenic. Mark.
An ohm.
It's called alternating current. Alternating current. For 10 points. An adventurer lands his boat on the southern shore of the People's Republic of Yemen and travels northwest by land through the Yemen Arab Republic until he comes to a body of water. Mark of Mascenic.
The Mediterranean.
Can repeat it all for Pelham. An adventurer lands his boat on the southern shore of the People's Republic of Yemen, travels northwest by land through the Yemen Arab Republic until he comes to a body of water. Name that body of water. Jen.
Persian Gulf.
It is the Red Sea. The Red Sea for another 10-pointer. In which Shakespearean play do these characters appear? Earl of Gloucester, Edgar, Jan of Pelham.
King Lear.
King Lear is what we're looking for 10 points. For 10 points, if a person has androphobia, of what is he afraid? Kevin of Pelham.
Being alone.
Mascenic. Mark.
Machines.
He is afraid of men, not machines. He is afraid of men. For 10 points, identify the shoemaker and the fish peddler electrocuted in August 1927 for killing 2 men in a payroll robbery in Massachusetts. Sacco and Vanzetti. Sacco and Vanzetti. About 3 minutes to play, teams. Let's listen to some music and tell me the name of the composer. Kevin of Pelham.
Bach.
Mascenic. Douglas.
Tchaikovsky.
It was Stravinsky. Stravinsky for 10 points. America poured in billions of dollars to put down Ho Chi Minh's communist regime in Vietnam between 1946 and 1954. What European nation was the principal recipient, Mark of Mascenic?
France.
France was for 10 points. You're right. Now, teams, we want you to give the word for the Roman Catholic ceremony in which persons are declared saints after their death. It's a canonization. Canonization with a couple of minutes to go. Which magazine, the first commercial feminist magazine in the United States, was founded in 1972 with Gloria Steinem as editor? Ross of Pelham.
Ms.
Ms., you know that is right. Correct. For 10 points. All right, for another 10 points. Give the term for the covering on a spacecraft or a rocket. This device protects astronauts and instruments during re-entry. Andy of Pelham.
Heat tile.
Mascenic. It is the nose cone. Nose cone for 10 points. Identify the island off the west coast of Africa on which Sir Jan of Pelham.
Canary Islands.
Can repeat it all for Mascenic. Identify the island off the west coast of Africa on which Sir Edmund Halley cataloged from 1676 to 1678 the positions of about 350 southern hemisphere stars. Napoleon died on this island in 1821. Douglas.
Elba.
It was St. Helena for 10 points. If the Bard of Avon were to meet the Bard of Ayrshire, Douglas of Mascenic.
Shakespeare and Chaucer.
Can repeat it for Pelham. If the Bard of Avon were to meet the Bard of Ayrshire, which English playwright would meet which Scottish poet? Ross.
Shakespeare and Yeats.
Shakespeare and Burns. Under a minute to play. Take a look at the monitor in the studio and name this New Hampshire county. Andy of Pelham.
Coos County.
Mascenic. Mark.
Rochester.
It is Belknap County. For 10 points, how many square inches are in the total surface area? Ross of Pelham.
8.
Can repeat it all for Mascenic. How many square inches are in the total surface area of a cube whose edge is 1 inch long? Matt.
9.
6. The whistle ends. The game is over. And it'll be Pelham moving on into our second round, 165 to 160. Whoa, well, let me tell you, I'll have the heart stop bumping a little bit here and thumping. That was a great game, and what a finish. Congratulations to Pelham. You will indeed move on into the quarterfinals. Great game, Mascenic, also in your first round game as well. Now we invite you to join us again as 2 more teams will do battle next week. The winner to move on into a quarterfinal against Pelham. Those 2 teams will be Conant High School and Milford High School. Until that game 1 week from tonight, we say thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good week.
You can see this Granite State Challenge again on Tuesday evening at 7:30, as well as Saturday afternoon at 4. Now, Channel 11's Sam Fleming looks at how the state's budget cuts will affect the university system of New Hampshire. Next on New Hampshire Journal.
Granite State Challenge has been made possible by grants from the New Hampshire Sweep.